Hello everyone, welcome to Pickup tutorial. In this video I am going to show you the details of pickup system. Oops. But first let me switch back to my original layout and my tutorial scene. Okay, I have empty game objects in this scene. So these three apples don't have anything on them except the sphere colliders and rigid bodies. So I'm going to create my pickup interactions. Let me open my spawner window and put it somewhere behind. And let's create our interactions. So I will open my spawn menu and I will place my targets on the apples. So left hand, but let's select the Y only. Left hand and right hand. This is done. Left hand and right hand. Done also. Left hand and right hand. So I have three interactions ready for me. So, but these are manual interaction type. So I'm going to select all and switch to Pickable one hand and select one of them and create a new setting file so they will share same settings. Ignore this error, it is just related to Unity version. Okay, so let's start with the settings. So we have holding type here and we have two holding options, the bond transform and the hold transform. We will come to hold transform next. The bond transform means the object will always follow your animation hand position, whatever the animation you have. Crouching, running, walking, it will always follow your hand. So let's try this interaction. But first I'm going to set some settings. So since this is a pickable interaction, I need to select pause on interaction because our hand needs to stay on target all the time while we are using this interaction. So I'm going to select all three and enable the pause on interaction. And then I will also set my speed 0.8 and 0.8 and quad in out. So it looks alright. Let's try this interaction. So since I have both hands, sorry, we forgot the last two. So I'm going to assign the same setting file here. So they will have same settings. So since we have both targets on these interactions, Interactor will use the closest hand first. So if that hand is busy, let me enable my orbital reach as well. If that hand is busy, it will use the other hand instead. So in this case, it will be left hand. So as you can see, the apples follow my hands. There is a bug in this Unity version with the camera. Let me fix that. All right. So whatever my animation, the objects always follow my hands. So this is the hold transform option. The other option is, sorry, this was the bond transform. The other option is hold transform. So for hold transform, we need a list of positions, transform positions. To do that, I'm going to place Interactor points component. You can place it on player, but I prefer to create a new empty game object on 0 position on the player. Let's call this Interactor points. And I'm going to add Interactor points component on this game object. So this is a really basic game object, sorry, component. It has some lists for us to use our pickup in our pickup interactions. So these hold points will hold the list of transforms you will use with your character and with your all interactions. So you will have all your hold points, whatever your interaction is, apples, weapons, anything else. So you will have all your hold point transforms over here in this list. And the interaction will get the hold point with this index. So let me create a hold point here. So let's create a new game object. So it will be just a transform, nothing else. Hold point 1. So let's place this position so it will hold the object somewhere here. So let's assign this hold point to interactor points. Not that one. Maybe this one. No, not this one. All right. So let's switch back to, let me fold this one. So this is hold transform and 0. So it will get this hold point 1. If I create another one, let's place it somewhere behind maybe. And this will be hold point 2. Also, let's assign this one as well. So this will be hold point 1 with the element 1, right? So let's try this interaction again. Again, this bug. I don't know why it does. All right. So if I pick up my apple, as you can see, it is holding on my hold position. These hold positions will be your hands positions. So let's switch. Let's select my hold position and adjust its rotation. Maybe we can hold like this, somewhere here. So right now I'm holding this apple and it is following because this hold point is on the player as well, and it is following. That transform follows the player. The one thing you can prefer this way, but as you can see, the object is too stable. It doesn't have any animation. It is going smooth. So if you want to have an animation as well, you can place this hold point in your shoulder. Let me find this is right hand. So let's select right hand. Right shoulder. If I place it in the right shoulder, now it has my shoulders movement as well. It is more natural, but you can prefer a stable object as well for some cases. But now the object, as you can see, follows my hands movement as well. And the good thing is it is also follows whatever my position, whatever my animation, because my shoulder is went down, so the object as well. If I jump, so this is the most you will use with your animations. Okay, so the thing you should know about the hold positions. If I say switch to apple back, sorry, not this apple, this apple. So right now we are holding the object on 0 position. The thing you should know, you can't change the holding type while you are holding the object. You should change before using the object by accessing this variable or on inspector. But if you want to, otherwise if you change it, it will change instantly. So you don't want that. Let's also try the other one. If you want to change the object while you are holding, you should call Interactor start stop interaction with the new hold type. I will show that in other example. So let's stop over here. So I have also this shotgun, but I think we don't need to create a new interaction from scratch here because we will need a lot of points and we need to place our targets here as well. So instead, let's go back to pickup example scene. So we already have that here. And also, let me show you in this object, in this player, I already have lots of holding positions over here. I have my shotgun hold positions here, shotgun reload position, shotgun shoulder, and other interactions as well. So let's play. So if I pick up this shotgun, right now it is holding on the first shotgun position, which is, let me see, hold point 2. So let's find our interactor points. Hold point 2 is shotgun position. So you can change those transform positions in runtime as you wish. To change the hold between holding types, bone transform or different hold point, you need to call interactor start stop. So if I press 2, it goes to different hold position. 3, 4. If I press 4 again, it switches back to bone transform. And 5, do we have 5? Okay, this was already 5. Alright, and I can reload. So, how to do that? We have an example input script on player in this scene. Pick up test inputs, and if I open that one real quick, so I have a list of holding interactions, and it is just calling regular interactor start stop with a hold type. So over here, so if I press input, it checks that input key, and then it is calling start stop interaction with the interactor object as usual, but this time with a new hold type and also hold point as well. So if you call this, you can change the holding positions, holding types while you are holding the object. Okay. The next thing is dropping the object. So if I select this apple over here, so we mentioned the holding types, and if we select don't hold, it will instantly initiate the dropping. So whatever your drop option, it will start that process. Okay, so we have 5 different options in the drop types. So don't drop means when you use the object, it will switch between bone transform and hold transform. A regular use. So even interactor start stop interactor object will switch between those. The drop location is, this example has it. It will check the interactor object's drop location. So it is over here on the pickup settings. We have a drop location here, which is right over here. So it will check this position. If it is okay, it will place the object on this transform. So, but these transforms needs to be your hand position, not the object's position. Don't forget that. So in this case, we have our mug and we have our hand position. So the drop location is right over here. So it will place the object by moving the hand over this point. And also we have this fall to ground. Actually, all these settings have these detailed instructions on them. If you select fail to ground, that means if this drop location is out of range, instead it will drop the object into air. So which is our next option, ground. You will provide a vector over here, and the hand will move this much and then drop the object with this direction with the given force. So let's see, these apples have that ground. Let's try these interactions. They have 4. Okay, again this bug. Let me pick up an apple. So it is going with the bond transform. If I press, as you can see, it moved the hand a little. So that defined in the interactions ground vector. So hand moved this vector and then dropped the object with this direction. So the X is over here will be always hand's empty side. So what that means, if I pick up this object, right now I am holding this object with my right hand. So if let's select this apple. If I give the ground vector maybe 0.2 with the X, it will use the positive X value because the empty side of right hand is over here. If I hold the apple with my left hand, in this case, the X will mean the left side because the empty side is left. So let's drop these objects. See, they both have positive 0.2, but they will drop to different directions because they will held with different hands. This goes to right, this goes to left. Okay, so the Y and X are standard. Y will define the height and X will define the forward. Okay. You can also add some torque, so object will rotate while when you drop the object into air. The next option is inventory. So to use inventory, unit inventory system, so you can watch the inventory tutorial. But without using inventory system, you can also use OnBody inventory without using any inventory system. So for example, this shotgun uses OnBody, so you can use this Interactor object. If I place this, let me select this shotgun first. Let's see what is. So it has selected selected inventory and OnBody and OnBody 0.0. Let's see our Interactor points. So we have our hold points. Also we have our OnBody points. So over here we have 3 positions. One of them is weapon position, so which is the element 0. So that's what this shotgun uses. So it uses 0 position of the Interactor body point list. So if I use this object, since the drop type is inventory right now, it will place this object to inventory without any inventory system. OnBody system doesn't require any inventories. It is just going to place object on your assigned body position. So the object will follow that transform all the time, even if you don't use it. Also, the object won't leave your interactor. So you can use anytime that object, which means picking that object back. Okay, so over here, let's select Interactor points. As you can see, this on body position and the shotgun is over here. So you can define any positions. In this case, this shotgun position, body position, is on the spine. So it is always getting the spine's movement as well. So it will be like holding the object properly. And the other thing with these body points, so we have 2 transforms here. One of them will be the first position. If you have 2 here, it will first go to first body point, and then it will go to second one, which will create a holstering animation. So let's pick up this object and let me slow down the game, maybe 20%. So I'm going to use this shotgun. It is going to first transform, and then it is going to second transform. Okay, if you have your two transforms, it will go between those transforms with the given speed. You can increase the speed or slow down the speed. But if you only have one position, it will just go to this transform instead. Okay, that was the inventory OnBody option without having any inventory system at all. Okay, so let's see let's select our shotgun again. What else do we have? We have also throw. So for the throw, again we have interactor points here. Let's fold this one, and we have two throw points. There is no difference between those points. It is just an additional point that you can switch between. So you can use two throwing positions, up or down, or you can use two throwing positions for your right hand and left hand as well. So in this example, the old bottle uses these throw points as for throwing the object with left hand and right hand. Let me switch. So these throw positions on my right shoulder is getting used by right hand when we throw the object with right hand. And the other one, throw position left, is on the left shoulder, and it is used by the left hand because I hold the bottle a bit lower, so the throw positions is also lower, so it can lerp between those points. Let me show that example. Okay, let me pick up this bottle. So if I use this object, since it is set as throw, is it set as throw? No, it is ground. Okay, that's set as throw. So if I use this object again, it will start throwing. But it is right now using the wrong throw position, because over here we have our throw up position enabled. We are not using throw down, so it is on interactor points using this throw up position right over here. So let's just throw this one, and let me spawn another one. So let's use the, sorry, let's use this. Come on, I think we need to, sorry, okay. Let me switch to throwing option. So GK is in this case throwing the object. So it is actually in the background switches back my bottle's settings. So it sets the throw down if I hold this object with my left hand, and then it sets the hold point for my left hand as well. Also, if you have a line renderer on your interactor points or anywhere else, you can assign it on the interactor points line renderer, and it will draw the line and when you throw the object. So if I show that one as well, so let's pick up this object. So if I press H, it switches to throwing drop type, whatever your interaction is, and it is enabling that line renderer with the given throw vector of the interactor object. So over here we have this throw force. If I lower this, as you can see, it modifies the line renderer, and also it is using the throw vector as well. So if you throw, where is the apple? It will throw that way. Okay, there is one more thing I want to mention, which is procedural Beziers. So let's go back over here on the top view. So let's say, let's go to the shotgun first, because shotgun has several hold positions. Where's shotgun? This bug again. Alright. So when you hold objects and when you switch your hold between your hold points or between your bond transform and hold transform, so there is always 2 points, right? The one you are holding the object on currently, and the one you will switch to hold on next point. So between those 2 points, if they cross the line on the body position, so imagine there is a line between the shoulders, and if these 2 points cross that shoulder, which means the object will go inside of your body. So to prevent that, the system creates procedural Beziers. So instead of going directly, it will go around the shoulder of using hand. So that is pretty useful. Let me try to show that as well. So if you enable that debug, and when you switch your holding positions, it will show that Bezier, and it will show you that imaginary, not so imaginary, as you can see, that holding position, sorry, the line, shoulder line. So in this case, when we switch between 3 and 4 over here, so as you can see, this is the points I mentioned. So this is the 3 point 3, and this is the point 4, and it switches between those points. And these points are now not intersecting with the shoulder points, which means it can lerp linearly. So it doesn't need to create Bezier, and it didn't create Bezier. It is a straight path, as you can see. But if one of those points, let's see, right now we are holding at 5. Let's select the interactor points, hold point 5. And I will switch to shoulder, which is over here. So let's move this shoulder point right behind us. So when we switch between those points, the line intersects with the shoulder line, which means it needs to create Bezier instead of lerping linearly, because lerping linearly means some glitches. It won't look good, right? Let's try that first. Let me switch to my shotgun. I'm going to disable the procedural Beziers. Okay, let's see what happens first. So I'm switching back to 3. As you can see, it is not looking good. This is not the natural way to do that, because when you switch, usually the hand goes around our shoulder, not inside of it, right? So let's enable our Bezier, procedural Beziers, and let's try again. So this is point 4. I'm switching to 3. So it is creating a Bezier here. And as you can see, the line right now colored red. So that means, that means it is intersected with the shoulder line. So it needs to create Bezier, and it is creating Bezier. So over here you can adjust this Bezier's power and the shoulder line as well. You can increase this yellow. Sorry if you can't see this one. Let me turn this one off. So as you can see, let's also select the shotgun. This shoulder side offset increases the Bezier. Actually, it increases the shoulder line's length. So it will create more curved Bezier. So you can adjust these values. They all have tooltips on them. And the one thing we are missing right now, the frontal Beziers. So if you switch the object from your bone position up to your maybe behind of your shoulder, it needs to create a Bezier, frontal Bezier as well, which is over here. But it is not working right now because I couldn't find the time to implement that yet as well right now. Yeah, right yet. But it will be on the next version. So it will create a frontal Beziers as well. So since we don't have frontals, the switching between, let's see, let's move this object back, not this one, shoulder. So over here it needs to use a frontal Bezier, but it doesn't use, it is linearly lerping. But it will have that in the next version. So the object, instead of going linearly, it will go frontal. Okay? But the other settings will work for your sideway Beziers. Okay, that was the last settings on pickup objects and the procedural Bezier debug. I think I mentioned everything I need to. So we have also, as I said, drop locations on the Interactor object because these are scriptable objects and they don't accept scene transforms. And the next video will give you all the information you need for inventory system to use with pickup objects. Okay, right now there is also teleport limit. That the only thing I didn't mention on the settings over here. So if you can't reach the objects, but still they are interactable because they have orbital reach option enabled. So when you use those objects, so this is the bug I mentioned. When I use this object, when it can't reach the object will teleport to hand. It is also used in Last of Us 2, even in Last of Us 2 as well. Most of the interactions, pickup interactions, are just teleporting the objects. But we will fix that in the next version as well. So no more teleporting will be necessary. And because we will have a full body IK that will come with default Interactor, and the body will reach to object properly. But right now, let me show you. When we can't reach the object, it will teleport, as you can see, the object to our hand. So that teleport limit defines that distance on the objects. Where is this bottle? Okay. So over here, the teleport limit means if the object is closer than the maximum hand distance by this value, continue to lerp that. Otherwise, teleport it into your hand. So if it is much more higher, the object won't teleport. It will just interpolate the position. I think you need to slow down the game to see that. So as you can see, it is not teleporting, it is continuing to lerp. If you lower this value, it will teleport the object if it is out of range. As you can see. And that was the last option. Okay. Also, you have speed settings. This speed setting is for moving the objects between holding positions. So if you want to switch between those positions faster, you can increase this multiplier. And that was all. And thank you for watching. And I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.